I've talked to you guys about this before in private, but I want to bring it up in public. Peanut butter. That I think is really important because I'm sure some of you out there have seen Overnight, and you may have noticed in Overnight that at no point in time did they ever actually talk to the actors in the movie. So, for the record, would you guys like to talk about what kind of guy Troy Duffy really is?
He's a fucking douche.
No, it's just that Overnight. Troy's a good guy.
ROCCO knows him better than all of us. But yeah, you can. I've said before, you can have enough. If you have a lot of footage of Santa Claus, you know it's making you look like an asshole.
Yeah.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, and you know, you just said it yourself. I mean, if you look at a documentary, at no point did they interview any member of the cast or the crew, but they still tell a point. You know, it's that's damn effective documentary making. Because I finished watching that and I started thinking, man, these guy's a dick. And I work with them every single day. You know, it was a very effective documentary. But yeah, they never interviewed me. They never interviewed anybody that actually worked with the cat. But you know, so he's a good dude. I mean, we all keep in touch. We go to barbecues together. He's a solid cat. Yeah.
So the bottom line, Overnight's bullshit. I saw a hand back there. There we go. Think about doing a zombie cameo in The Walking Dead.
Fuck, if I could have his crossbow, right? If I could give REEDUS a crossbow. REEDUS, little people don't know, is he wanted to use musical spoons. You know those? And he wanted to conk like zombies on the head. He called me and I'm like, dude, that's a different level of badassery altogether. Get a fucking crossbow. He's like, you sure? I'm like, trust me on this.
We're back to kicking all the doors in Boondock Saints. Please give me my crossbow.
You gonna get to keep that crossbow?
It's fucking badass, dude.
Yeah, no, it's really cool actually. But I get to play with it quite a bit. So
Nice. All right, over here.
Is there anybody you haven't worked with that you'd like to now?
Anybody you haven't worked with that you'd like to now?
Which is expedited, by the way. That's some FedEx shit right there. You think you're stoned when you're walking down the hall and you just hear Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, fuck, thank you, Rocco. Right on. I didn't know you were still in town. The con ended like a week ago, but right on, Rocco.
the list of people that I'd like to work with is super long. There's a ton of people. I'd like to work with Jim Jarmusch, and a ton of actors. I mean, there's a ton.
Norman, if I could, what was it like working with Guillermo del Toro?
Guillermo gave me my first movie. He put me in Mimic, and I remember when we went to do Blade 2, he called me in for a meeting. I didn't know what the meeting was for, and he goes, "Look, Norman, I know you like to do all these indie films that no one ever fucking sees. What the fuck does that mean?" And he goes, "Well, you'd never do a movie like this one." And I was like, "What is it?" And he was like, "Would you do it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You're Scud." And when he took me around and showed me like what the hell Scud was and what movie we were doing, but Guillermo, like that guy's love of film and his attitude in general is just infectious. He's actually like, you know, Wesley's doing all the karate stuff. He's actually behind the monitor. He's one of the coolest guys I've ever met, in all honesty. And his mind just like some of the knowledge.
Yeah, really is. Amazing director. Right over here. Favorite fan story, fan experiences.
Rock, tell him the story about that redhead with her tongue and the... After that, I swear, he has never, ever hooked up with a fan without doing a package check after that.
Is that where the peanut butter question came from? Alright, so what about you guys, fan experiences?
Fan question. I had this like a 6-foot albino with long hair in New York on Broadway walk up to me and he goes, "Oh, because Boondock Saints," he goes, "that gun you used in that movie, that was such a cool gun." He goes, "I'm gonna give you one of those." And I was like, "Which gun?" Because there was a bunch of guns. And he goes, "The one in the gun room on the tripod." And I was like, "What the fuck are you gonna do there?"
It's a 50 cal. They hang outside of 53 choppers, you know what I mean?
It's this tall on the tripod, and it's like reaches the back wall. But he's like, he got super mad at me. He was like, "That's a really good gun," and like gave me a dirty look and stomped off, and he was gonna kill me.
I was in a 7-Eleven. I just got done training. I was wringing wet in shorts and a t-shirt, and I got a Gatorade. It was Halloween, and I was right. Any of you guys that know LA, I was right on La Cienega and Holloway, which is right off Santa Monica Boulevard, right in Boys Town. And so I'm in a 7-Eleven, wringing wet. It's Halloween, and I'm buying my Gatorade in line, and I look over and there's this dude. And I see him. I'm like, oh shit! This guy's got a fedora on, all white. Bald, got a bald cap on, got little glasses, and he's got a sports jacket on with forks and spoons and knives, like glued to his sports jacket. I look at him, I'm like, and I look over at the cat, and he's like ahead of me, and I'm like, I like that costume. So who are you supposed to be? The dude looked at me like he wanted to fucking kill me. And he goes, obviously you haven't seen the movie. And he scurried out of the film. I was like, fuck yeah, brother. He was offended, man. He was angry at me. Obviously you haven't seen the film. He scurried out of there. I still get a kick out of that shit today.
Right back there in the pink.
What was it like working with Clifton College Jr.?
What was it like working with Clifton College Jr.?
We only known him for a bit.
We're all friends with him before we did the film, so it's nice with him. He's a cool guy. He's a good actor. Good guy.
He was kind of a family member prior, so it's killer, you know, to not have to warm up a relationship. He's a super good dude.
Any interesting stories from set?
Yeah, one time we were telling the story about when we were going to the Brass Rail. This is a titty club Clifton wants to go to. We're all in the back of this cab. It's REEDUS, Clifton, and Flannery in the back of this. Rocco, were you with us? Yeah, I don't think so. So the phone, Clifton takes his phone out and he's like, yeah, dog, what's up, dog? Yeah, we shizzling on the chisel, kizzle, whizzle. You know how we do it up in here. Yeah, all right. Yo, I'm going to hit you back, homie. I'm going to hit you back, homie. All right, then. Peace out. He clicks his phone shut and he goes, Statham.
There's a few more names he dropped before.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you mean Samuel? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that with Samuel. You know how we do. Like, me and Norman are going, like, Samuel L. Jackson. Is that what he's saying?
Slash?
You know, we do, yeah, you know, me and Sliz Ash and Samuel, we chilling, you know. He clicks it. Statham. We were like, oh my fucking god. Me and Reedus were like busting the entire rest of the way. He's like, what's funny, man? What was that? But if you look at this cat's IMDb page, motherfuckers work with everybody. You know, everybody. He's a funny dude.
Right over here.
In the third one, if y'all talk to Duffy, is Rock gonna have another dream sequence?
And the third one will rock.
Now bring him back.
Is there a Boondock without a rock?
No.
No.
Better not be.
Right there.
My question for Rocco, if you can manage.
Question for all.
I heard that you were going to be in a new movie called Black Stuff.
Yeah.
What is that about?
I don't know where it is right now.
Well,
You
what's
know?
going to be in it then?
Well, hopefully it'll come out someday. What I do. It's like, we don't, you know, it's not these guys. I don't know. He's still trying to get it. It's done. It's just.
This is what you film with Rocco. Literally, the motherfucker walks in the room and they're like, roll the camera. We don't know. Is he going to say something? Roll the fucking camera and point it at. Who knows? They follow that motherfucker to lunch just in case he says something. It's a no-shitter, too. The camera's pointing at him. Why are they following Rocco? He may say his line.
the Boondock Saints comic and how that all came about.
Oh, can you talk about the Boondock Saints comic book and how that came about? 10 gauge or 12 gauge comic.
It's really simple. Troy wanted to have a comic. Everybody thought it was a great idea. The 12 gauge guys drew it out, and that's pretty much it.
Cool.
I don't know anything about it. I just saw one.
Right here. Yeah. It's like working on
You know, I
something.
gotta be honest, it's like Norm said, he and I have kind of made a career of films that nobody sees, It's, and there's up and downside to that. The upside is you get to, earn a living while retaining your anonymity, which is fucking cool, I will say, You can still go to a restaurant, and if you get bad service, you can complain. And it's not like, Cruz was complaining. You know what I mean? Like, you treat like a regular person. The downside is, you never know if anybody's going to see your work. So it was really cool doing a movie that you knew was going to come out in 2,000 theaters. I've never had that before in my life. When you're on the day and you're acting, you realize that people are going to see this. Like I think Norm could say the same thing. Probably some of his best work has never been seen. Mine as well. It's because it's an independent film. You never know if it's going to get released and whatnot. It was just the best part about that was knowing that people were going to see it. It was just a really cool feeling. I felt like a Hollywood actor. I felt like I'm part of like the Hollywood machine. It was just really cool. It was a neat experience.
Right here.
I don't know. I mean, my mom keeps saying, like, why don't you just do a nice little romantic comedy, To Never Love You or something, they don't put me in those films. I kill somebody in everything I do. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would love to do something like that. You ever see the movie Mystery Train? There's a scene in that where this one dude, his girl with lipstick all over him, he looks really depressed and he's smoking a cigarette. She goes, why do you look so sad? He goes, it's just how my face is. So I think I just have one of those faces that looks like it's going to stab you. I'd love to do something like that.
Right back there.
If you had to rank them, what do you prefer? Stage, screen, or TV? And that's like for all of you.
If you have to rank it, stage, screen, or TV, all three of you.
I'll be honest. I mean, every thespian in Hollywood is gonna claim that, like, theater's my main love. It's really where the heart is. I started doing theater. That's all I did, and I have really not a big desire to go back. The reason being is because, I mean, it's just so less intimate. For example, when you deliver a line, if me and Norman are in a theater having a scene where I go, hey, brother, I'm sorry about your mom dying, I have to deliver it like this.
So, brother, I'm sorry about your mom dying.
It's just so fucking unrealistic. You know what I mean? You gotta project and enunciate and all this other. It's just so unrealistic. It's such a different. And for you, hearing that, it's unrealistic because it's so loud. For the people in the back, it's a completely different piece of theater. So it's just a very, very different world. I like film. I love film because you can do it as realistic as you would do it on the day. And there's a lot of ways you can change how it's received by the angle of the camera. It's just, there's so many more things involved. It's, for me, I know that people love the continuity and the fluidity of theater, and they can stay in a character from 1 minute to 90 minutes, and it's a different thing. But for me personally, I like film.
I like film too. I like the lifestyle of film, like going someplace else and getting wrapped up in something and leaving there and going home and doing something. That being said, if Walking Dead lasted 20 years, I'd be happy as hell. So I think it's my favorite job. I mean, nothing against Boondock Saints. It's definitely right there with it. But Walking Dead, I'm really sort of loving.
If I could ask a question about Walking Dead, because I am a comic book fan, what was it like working on that episode that Robert Kirkman actually wrote the script to? I mean, was he on set quite a bit and involved in that as well?
Actually, Robert, he was there every day. I mean, he was buddies with everyone, and it's really fun to hang out with. He's got this crazy sarcastic sense of humor. It's really fun. He's the creator. But I mean, I remember my first day on that. Actually, I came in on the 3rd episode, so I hadn't met anybody yet. I hadn't met the rest of the cast, and they'd already been friends and been hanging out and working together, and they were all in the comic book, and I wasn't in the comic book, so I sort of felt like an outsider right off the bat. And then we do the first scene where I'm like, I was thinking we'll cut off all the meat around where the zombies ate, chewed on the deer.